Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Campaigning for the first phase of assembly elections in Chhattisgarh ends polling on Monday. Election Commission decides to call for a panel of names for Mizoram Chief Electoral Officer's post from State Chief Secretary. Bengaluru Police interrogates former Karnataka Minister and mining baron G Janardhana Reddy in Ponzy scam case. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter with security forces in Pulwama district of Jammu and Kashmir. In sports, star Indian wrestler Bajrang Punia achieves world number 1 rank in 65 kg category and third and final T20 cricket match between India and West Indies to be played in Chennai tomorrow. Campaigning for the first phase of assembly elections in Chhattisgarh ended this evening. 18 constituencies in 8 Naxal-affected districts will go to polls in this phase on Monday. Our correspondent has the details.
Curtains came down on public campaign for the first phase of assembly elections in Chhattisgarh this evening. Now the parties can take up door-to-door campaign before polling. Out of the 18 assembly segments, 12 constituencies are in Bastar division, while 6 in Rajnandgaon district. In first phase, 190 candidates are in the fray. More than 31 lakh voters, including about 16 lakh females, are eligible to exercise their franchise. As many as 89 third genders are also among the voters. More than 4,000 polling stations have been set up in these 18 constituencies. Vikalp Shukla, AIR News, Raipur.
The polling to the remaining 72 constituencies in the second and final phase will be held on the 20th of this month. Counting of votes will be taken up on the 11th of next month. In Madhya Pradesh, the Election Commission held a day-long meeting of nodal officers of expenditure monitoring in Bhopal today. It directed them to investigate the passengers and goods entering the state by helicopters and airplanes, and it must be videographed. The Commission also advised the bankers to investigate any kind of suspicious transactions and also inform the District Electoral Officer about it. Meanwhile, scrutiny of nominations will be held on Monday, while the last date for withdrawal is Wednesday. Our correspondent reports that polling will be held on the 28th of this month.
Election Commission has released several interesting facts about nominations for Madhya Pradesh Assembly election. According to official release, overall 4,157 nominations have been filed by political parties including the BJP, Congress, BSP and Independents for 230 seats. There are 3,767 male candidates, 385 females and 11 candidates belong to the third gender. With report of Sanjeev Sharma from Bhopal, this is Purnima Samant Kadakoti, AIR News, Delhi.
The Election Commission has decided to call for a panel of names for the post of Mizoram Chief Electoral Officer from the State Chief Secretary. This came in the wake of the controversy over current CEO S.B. Shashank. The Commission held a meeting in New Delhi today over the issue. Official sources clarified that no decision has been taken over the removal of the current CEO. The sources also said further steps will only be taken after receiving a report from a high-level team headed by the Deputy Election Commissioner, headed by Sudeep Jain. The team visited the state for 2 days. Meanwhile, electioneering is gaining momentum in the state. Our correspondent reports that a total of 212 candidates, including 15 women, have filed nominations for the 40-member assembly.
This time, highest number of women candidates in the history of elections in the state filed nominations. Of them, 6 women were fielded by BJP and Congress has fielded 1 woman candidate. While Zoram Third Party has fielded 5 women candidates, 2 women candidates are from Zoram People's Movement and 1 from NCP. On the other side, all major parties have spurted up campaigning across the state through street corner rallies and door-to-door canvassing. Irene, AIR News, Aizawl.
In Karnataka, mining baron and former BJP Minister G Janardhana Reddy today appeared before the crime branch for questioning in connection with an alleged Ponzy scam. The Central Crime Branch Unit of Bengaluru Police had launched a search on Wednesday for Reddy in connection with a cheating case. He is alleged to have received 20 crore rupees worth of gold to help a private firm, Ambident Private Limited, dodge a money laundering case being pursued by the Enforcement Directorate. Additional Commissioner of Police Crime Alok Kumar had said yesterday that the Ambident Marketing Private Limited founder-director Syed Ahmed Fareed had approached Janardhana Reddy for help in dodging investigations launched by the Enforcement Directorate. Ambident, a financial services firm, is charged with defrauding over 15,000 people to the tune of over 600 crore rupees through Ponzy schemes. The Centre's national flagship program Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana will be launched in Jammu and Kashmir on the 1st of December. In this regard, State Chief Secretary B.V.R. Subramaniam reviewed the preparedness for formal rollout of the health scheme with all chairpersons of the district implementation units through video conferencing in Jammu. The Prime Minister's Ujjwala Yojana is aimed at making people reeling under poverty free from household smoke and improving their life standards. The scheme has exceeded the initial target of 5 crore LPG connections nationwide at highly subsidized costs. That has reached the number of 5.73 crore connections as of last month's end. Here is a ground report from our Chennai correspondent.
For women, collecting firewood or making other traditional fuel remains a challenging and a recurring task. The Prime Minister's Ujjwala scheme is a great escape route for the hapless women from below poverty line to come out of smoky kitchens and to lead a quality lifestyle. One of the beneficiaries in Krishnagiri, Ms. Maheshwari, shares her experience about the scheme.
I was not able to prepare food in time when I was using firewood for cooking. It used to take a lot of time. After getting the LPG connection under the PM Ujjwala scheme, I am able to feed my children in time and I am free from stress.
Ujjwala scheme in short is igniting a smokeless revolution, freeing women from drudgery and households from smoky environment. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. You can also log on to our website newsonair.nic.in. In Jammu and Kashmir, 2 Hizbul terrorists were killed in an encounter with a joint team of security forces at Pulwama district in South Kashmir today. Security sources said the forces had launched a cordon and search operation in Tikken village of the district based on inputs about the presence of terrorists there. As the forces zeroed in, the terrorists started firing, triggering an encounter. Arms and ammunition were also recovered. Meanwhile, 1 army Jawan was martyred this morning in ceasefire violation by Pakistan in Sundarbani sector of Jammu division. A defense spokesman said Pakistani troops resorted to unprovoked firing on Indian posts around 9:45 a.m. The Indian troops gave a befitting reply. In a similar incident, Pakistani forces resorted to unprovoked firing towards forward posts along the LOC in Tangdar sector of North Kashmir's Kupwara district. Security sources said the Indian Army also retaliated in a befitting manner. No report of any casualties or any damage to property was received following the ceasefire violation. The Karnataka government celebrated Tipu Jayanti today to mark the birth anniversary of 18th century ruler Tipu Sultan of Mysore Kingdom. In the main function in Bengaluru, both Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy and Deputy Chief Minister Dr. G. Parameshwar did not attend the event due to various reasons. In Kodagu district, a bandh was called against the Jayanti celebration and police detained former Speaker K.G. Boppaiah and other BJP MLAs who violated prohibitory orders and held a protest. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today inaugurated the first war memorial constructed by the Government of India at Villiers-Guiselin in France. He is in Paris to attend the centenary year of the end of World War I. Paying homage to the Indian soldiers who fought selflessly and heroically during the First World War, Mr. Naidu said,
The sons and daughters of India have always stood on the side of righteousness even when confronting the toughest adversaries and have fought gallantly and laid down their lives to uphold and promote these cherished ideals. Their sacrifice can best be faced in their own words, and I quote, "When you go home, tell them of us and say that for their tomorrow we gave our today."
Western nations led by the US and the UK have expressed concern over the dissolution of the Sri Lankan parliament, while the new government maintains that the president was within his powers to do so. The United States said it is deeply concerned by the news that the Sri Lankan parliament has been dissolved, further deepening the political crisis. In a statement, it said they believe democratic institutions and processes need to be respected to ensure stability and prosperity. Turkey President Tayyip Erdogan has said the recordings linked to the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi have been shared with Saudi Arabia and the United States. In a televised speech, he said the same had been shared with Germany, France and the United Kingdom, and the countries listened to the conversations that took place in Turkey. Khashoggi was last seen entering the consulate on October the 2nd. After repeated denials, Saudi Arabia finally admitted the 59-year-old had been murdered at the mission in a rogue operation. Khashoggi's body has never been found after he was killed. An advisor to Erdogan, Yasin Aktay, suggested last week that the body may have been dissolved in acid. Back home, the air pollution level in the national capital continues to be in the severe category. The Air Quality Index, AQI, was recorded at 406 this evening by the Central Pollution Control Board. The ban on construction activities, industries using coal and biomass, and entry of trucks in the city will continue till Monday due to high pollution levels. However, trucks carrying essential commodities like milk and medicines have been exempted from the ban. Prime Minister Narendra Modi met former President Pranab Mukherjee at his residence this evening. Mr. Modi exchanged Diwali greetings and wishes for the festive season. In a tweet, he said, "It is always a delight to meet Pranab Da." The 24th Kolkata International Film Festival began this evening at the Netaji Indoor Stadium. It was jointly inaugurated by West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, Dadasaheb Phalke awardee Soumitra Chatterjee, and veteran actor Amitabh Bachchan. As many as 171 full-time movies and 150 small-time movies from 70 countries will be shown at 16 locations. The highlight of this year's festival is that it celebrates 100 years of Bengali cinema. Star Indian wrestler Bajrang Punia today touched a new high in his career by achieving the #1 rank in the world in the 65-kilogram category. The 24-year-old Bajrang was placed atop the ranking table with 96 points in the United World Wrestling list. Bajrang has won 5 medals this season, including Commonwealth Games and the Asian Games gold and a silver at the World Championship in Budapest. India will be aiming to complete a clean sweep when they take on the West Indies in the third and final T20 at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai tomorrow. The match will begin at 7 p.m. Having sealed the series with a comprehensive win in the second T20 at Lucknow, India would now look to give their bench strength an opportunity before the tour of Australia. After a near-perfect beginning in the ICC World 2020 match yesterday, the Indian women's team, led by Harmanpreet Kaur, will be overwhelming favourites against arch-rivals Pakistan in its second B Group League encounter tomorrow at Providence in the West Indies. The match will begin at 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Campaigning for the first phase of assembly elections in Chhattisgarh ends polling on Monday. Election Commission decides to call for a panel of names for Mizoram Chief Electoral Officer's post from State Chief Secretary. Bengaluru Police interrogates former Karnataka Minister and mining baron G Janardhana Reddy in Ponzy scam case. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter with security forces in Pulwama district of Jammu and Kashmir. In sports, star Indian wrestler Bajrang Punia achieves world #1 rank in 65 kilogram category, and third and final T20 cricket match between India and West Indies to be played in Chennai tomorrow. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.